Hey guys, Mark here with Marc's Whole Scale Trains with another short, unedited, off-the-cuff video on my layout and a short update here. I know I haven't done a video in a while, and there's a reason for that because really not much has happened. But I'll show you a few things that I have completed and what I plan on doing and why I haven't really done anything with the track up to this point. So a lot of stuff just going on, busy with life, etc. But one of the reasons why I haven't really done much with the track or any addition to the track is because I've had a whole bunch of pre-orders come in. And it's the one thing that I'm not crazy about when it comes to the build to order or pre-orders, because we never know when they're going to hit. And then we get that email, we get that phone call that we've got a few things in and they all seem to hit at one time, which can hurt the pocketbook a little bit and delay some plans, which they have in my case. So I've received a few engines in, three engines actually from Lionel. I recently got the Base 3, and then I've got the WTIU from MTH on its way to replace the older DCS system that I have. I've got a few pieces of Christmas rolling stock that I've got to pick up, and it seems to have all hit at once. So it did stall a little bit of the progress here regarding the track. I have completed the wiring on the main right-of-way, which is right here, the main right-of-way. I do have one section I've got to do over there, but I've completed the wiring for that. I've wired up a couple sections, a couple sidings like this one that you see here. And at the end, it's going to be the Morrison Door Factory. I think that's a pretty good spot for it. I think I'm going to leave it there. But I wired up this siding on a toggle switch so that when I do have an engine sitting here on the layout, it doesn't have to have power to it until I'm ready to use it. Maybe I'll do a video on the toggle switches and show you what I did there. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But I think I'm going to leave this Morrison's Door Factory. It's such a popular kit. I think everybody's probably got that on their layout. But I think I'm going to leave it here. It's just sitting there temporarily. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave that one here. So here's one of the engines, actually two of them that I recently received. These are Lionel GP9s. That there is the Super Base unit. I normally don't buy a non-powered, but because this one here was kind of unique, I ended up picking this one up. It does sound fantastic. I definitely think they've done a great job with that. The Super Base, lashed up with the GP9 sounds fantastic. I mean, the sounds are just, Lionel is just light years ahead of everybody else out there, I think, with the legacy system. And then I do have another GP9 I've still got to pick up from Gargraves. But that's I've got to go pick that up next weekend. And then these are just some Christmas trains that I think I got these earlier, maybe it's last year, I don't even remember. But just running Christmas trains around the holiday. This is new, just got this one from Gargraves too. I picked this one up, and that's just a North Pole. These are all Rail King. I'm normally a Premier or scale kind of guy, but for Christmas, it looks really kind of nice running around this time of year. And as I mentioned earlier, I've got a couple more that I'll be picking up to add to this train. One thing I have done for the layout anyway is I added these shelves up here. One of my other hobbies is I like to tinker around with woodworking. I'm not a finished carpenter. I don't make furniture and fancy stuff. I'm more of a rectangle and square kind of guy. So I build benches, shelves, cornhole boards, that kind of stuff. But I do enjoy it. I've always enjoyed doing that. Got a great table saw, and I've got a bunch of tools. You would think I was a professional, but I'm just your weekend type of warrior guy when it comes to carpentry. But I did build these. I copied these from my father, who built these exact type of shelves for the layout I have at his house. And really, those are just 1x4 pine. Sometimes I just choose the prime pine boards. I cut them to length. I have a nice dado blade that I run a 3/4 inch, slightly larger than a 3/4 inch groove down the backer board, and then I glue and I brad nail the shelf portion of it that the trains are sitting on, and then I'll stain it in polyurethane. I use Minwax stain. This one's called Special Walnut, a little bit darker I went with this time. And then I'll use the oil-based polyurethane. I put a few coats of that. Makes it really nice and strong. It will darken up, or yellow, I guess you could call it, like a yellowish. It'll darken up over time, but I don't mind that. I kind of like it when it does that. The very first one with the steam engine on it, that is all done with an acrylic-based polyurethane from Minwax. Wasn't real crazy about it, but I tried it. But these are new additions. If I have a video of the raw shelves before I put them together and stain them, I'll try to edit that somewhere in here. I'll throw that in here. You guys know me, I'm not a big editor, so I'll just throw it in. Might look a little hokey, but just so you see how I do these shelves. But they're stout. They're into 2x4s behind the drywall, and they're really secure, and they hold the trains nicely. I did not run any saw cuts down the base for the trains to sit into. I kind of did that for a reason. I like to slide them in and out and move them around easy enough, so I didn't put any kind of grooves for the wheels to sit in, and it's just perfect the way that it is. And then of course I'll do stuff all along this wall and behind me all the way down, and that'll be for storage for more engines and rolling stock. And then down here between these the base legs, see, I think I just I don't know if I zoomed in or not, but anyway, between the base legs I'm going to build shelves that are going to be for rolling stock, and I'll do that all the way down as much as I need underneath on this side. So I've started to dismantle a little bit of the layout at my folks' home that I had, and I took this Atlas engine house off of the layout. It was kind of hard to rip it up. It'd been there for so many years. It was tough to rip it up, and it was glued down, so I had to be very careful, but I did get it off in a couple pieces. No damage to the actual structure itself, but I have some work to do on the inside. I lost all that balsa wood plywood flooring, but I'll replace that. This will kind of be a 2.0 version of this engine house here on the new layout. And I'll dress it up nice again on the inside. Like I said, I'll probably put a balsa wood floor in there. And then I want to get some lighting for it. I had some lights in here. They were, I think they were still wheat bulbs. I'm looking for some LEDs. So if you guys have any good suggestions, or anybody that you've used that are LEDs for inside an engine house like this, something with like a lampshade on it, something old school 40s and 50s style that you can recommend, I'll take a look at those and maybe add those in here when I'm ready. But I did rip this up and brought it over here. I've got some of the Brennan's fence that I had over there. There's the Lionel light tower. I'm going to kind of create a very similar scene to what I had, but I'll dress it up. This is just all temporary, obviously now, but I'll figure out what I'm actually going to do with everything once I start to get to those scenery stages. Right now it's just placing a lot of stuff on the layout and seeing if I like it there or what my plans are. So speaking of plans, I do plan on getting the Ross 8-way switch. It's going to be a drive-through yard is what I'm doing. So the Ross 8-way yard switch I'm going to have in this area here where you see that third main line, and it's going to be drive-through and it's going to be connected to that third main line. But that's my plans for this area when I do get back on the kick of buying some track. So right now, some other plans that I've got, maybe this weekend here today, I'm going to put a 72 left-hand turnout right here, and I'm going to run a piece of track over to this Coors Brewing Company building, and I'm going to have obviously it'll be a dead end there, but I'm going to have that track siding probably installed today, I'm thinking, if I get to it. But I think this area here is going to be more city, town, at this point anyway. You guys know everything's subject to change, but that was my idea, was to do the like a town scene or something in this area. And of course over here, the two main lines. That's all going to be in a tunnel and mountain area with you know, some mountain stuff up on top, kind of like my last layout a little bit. And I'm going to do this similar down here on the east end. That back area there is going to be a couple tunnels, mountains, and then maybe possibly what I'm going to end up doing is having a third level that runs along this wall. Don't know, I might do it independently, not connected to the lower track. I may connect it, who knows, but that's kind of the plan at this point, is to do that. And then of course here I'll get some custom bridges, all in good time. We'll see how things go, but that's kind of where we're at for this update anyway. And we'll update again as I make a little progress, I guess I should say, with anything that's going to be coming up. So, all right, guys, that's it. Almost the end of 2024. Hope you guys had a nice Thanksgiving. We got Christmas coming up. Hope you guys enjoy that. And then we got that long haul of winter once January starts, and hopefully I'll get a bunch of stuff done here. Like I said, you never know. We'll cross those bridges as we get to them. But I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you don't mind, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. That always helps. Helps me know that everybody's engaged and wants to see this stuff. So I think that's it. Everybody take care, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.